like the sun, we're falling, fall in the ocean. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win, 'cause we're only human. The ghost of our past is chasing, trying to stop us. The sound of our souls connected is nothing but wonder. So don't give up tonight, just keep living your life, afraid of being alone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sim Racing Alliance. We are here with Season 10 and Round 1. Boogity, 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 let's go racing on the green flag jobs. Looking maybe even full wide.
They're fanning out, there's a bit of contact. He's got the outside.
Side, that's a great move. He's got plenty of speed in there, he's being held up.
Gonna have a better run. Yeah, it's gonna stick it on the outside.
Well, that's a late move. 296 Ferrari though finds the space.
Oh, he didn't have it.
We're on the way for SRA.
Round 7. You ready?
I am Wet Coda,
Let's go.
the race I predicted in the livery reveal stream.
I don't think you called it. I think you summoned it.
Yeah, I diabolically summoned it.
So we're still with D4 tonight. We got a wet race, and those things are always fun to watch. Sometimes not fun to drive, especially at this godforsaken track that has a very limited, small fan base. But I do enjoy watching races here. I enjoyed commentating whenever the last season we had Coda, and it's a really great racing track. You know, it's going to be tricky for the drivers. I think it's a challenging track, but I think we're going to have a good show.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks where it's not very fun to hot lap, especially with how tricky track limits are. It's not very consistent throughout the different sectors, but the racing is always really, really fun. And I'm one of the rare people that actually likes this track. I find the challenge to be really engaging, and it's also the only track in the game that I've been to in person for a race. So
that's cool. Special place in your heart.
Special place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the list. It's on my I really want to go to an F1 race eventually, and that's the track I want to go to for sure. Although I'm closer to Miami, I'm not sure if I can afford the $300 beanie weenies.
Yeah, or the $800 lobster rolls.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Well, we got another minute or so in the free practice session while drivers are joining. Let's go ahead and take a look at the track map. And we got that cool graphic, the rain dropping down. Let's see. Do you want to run through it? You want me to? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you go for it.
All right, so turn 1 coming up the hill. It's been a while since I've driven here. Coming up the hill, it's brake later than you think. I remember that part of it, but it is a sharp, almost pretty much a hairpin. Come back down the hill, turn 2, 3, 4, 5 section is a tricky track limits section. We might see some side-by-sides if somebody gets a good run out of turn 1. And then we've got kind of going into sector 2, we've got turn 6, and then going into 7 and 8. And it's just kind of a almost no rhythm section right there. You really got to just pay attention to where you're going. It's easy to get caught out there. And then the track kind of straightens out through the rest of sector 2, turns 9 and 10. We might see some passes going into turn 11. I think that's downhill, if I remember correctly. And then we've got a long back straight in sector 2. And coming into turn 12, big braking zone there. May see some overtakes. And then we've got sector 3, 13, 14, 15 kind of all come quickly. And then 16, 17 is an interesting turn, I'm sure, in the rain here. Limited grip. Might see some people having some off track or potentially meeting Mr. Barriar. We'll see. Turn 18 leads into 19, which is the penultimate corner going into turn 20, which will set up a potential overtake going back into turn 1 as we start the next lap. I don't remember the pit lane entry here. Is it kind of typical between 19 and 20 there?
Yeah, it's a tricky one too, because it's a bit of a turn for turn 20, and so you're turning even harder on the inside of 20, and the pit entry comes up really quick.
Oh yeah.
So the drivers will definitely in the rain want to be really cautious on entry, make sure they don't get a stop go 30 for potentially speeding in the pit lane. And also, like you said, with track limits being really tricky here, I'm very interested to see how many drive-throughs we do end up seeing in this race. I had heard that in the D1, D2 race, there was, in the practice race, in just 30 minutes, there was 2 drive-throughs.
Wow.
So the full hour racing, I'm sure we'll see 2 at least, if not more than that.
Yeah, and there's plenty of opportunity to, during qualifying as silver drivers are going out, plenty of opportunity to invalidate your lap. We talk about drive-through during the race, but it might be difficult to get a good lap set, a good representative time. And it's kind of a long track. It's 20 turns, a little over 2 1/3 mile. We're going to see times, over 2 minutes here, especially in the rain. So lots of chances to invalidate. And we'll see who can kind of keep it together and get a good qualifying lap in.
And even in the dry, most lap times, unless you're an alien, I think are also above the 2-minute mark. So I think we'll probably see, with the rain we've got now, probably 2:20s, 2:10s. But I don't know if we'll see anything lower than a 2:10, like the 2:09s, unless it really dries up.
So I believe Silver, so Silver is just about to start their first push lap. And I do not have the forecast they're showing, but it looks pretty, let's go on board. What'd you call that, medium? Light medium rain?
Let's see, I would think that's medium. It's raining, but it's not entrenched on the track, really.
Oh, we got bets on drive-throughs. So Sean, who is out there racing, he's gold driver, so not out yet. He's in the chat. He says 9 to 10 are scary in the rain. He's thinking track limits. Turn 9 and 10, and then potentially 3 drive-throughs tonight. And we've got one of those Yaron brothers, can't keep him straight. He's thinking 1 drive-through. How many do you think?
I'm gonna be more with Sean Daniels here. I think at least 3 drive-throughs.
3.
D4, you know, the battles have been pretty close and pretty intense the last couple of weeks. We've been watching them, and so while there's a lot of room on track for racing here at COTA, it's very wet. So I think people are really going to be pushing the limits here, trying to, you know, if their tires are getting too hot while they're battling with each other, you're going to be trying to find the wet lines, trying to find the grip in areas where they're maybe pushing the limits that they wouldn't normally push if they weren't in a battle.
Yeah.
What about you? How many drive-throughs do you think?
You know, I'm going to play it safe and just say 2. I'm going to undercut you by 1. I think we'll see 2 tonight. I think, you know, I'm going to say 2, but one of those 2 is going to be a driver in the top 5. They're going to be in the top 5, and I think we're going to see a driver from one of those. Whoever it is, racing to the top of the pack.
Well, you've definitely cursed someone. I do know that I have definitely been in that position where I've been in the top 5 fighting really hard and then just push it a little too hard.
And Sean in the chat just said... Oh, wait. Oh, I thought Sean was racing. Oh, he's not. Dang it, man. I should have cleaned out my fantasy team. He must be at work. But he said pole position 214.8 is his prediction.
We got T-Ma
216
in the audience. He get 216.9, so just under the 17s there. And a couple tenths up already, so as the track starts to dry up a little bit, it's very possible we could get into the 14s and the high 14s, especially when the golds come out.
So I'm on board with Lindo here, and he is up quite a bit, 7/10. And he's just coming through sector 2. So this will be good for provisional pole if he can keep this kind of pace up. But, you know, I think, kind of like you and Sean say, I think we're going to see a little bit of drying. If the weather kind of continues consistent, I think it's going to dry out just a little bit, and we should see time start to fall.
Interestingly enough, I mean, it looks like T-Ma's getting into some traffic here, as he was up a couple tenths on his previous lap time, but is lost time as he goes through some traffic. Down in turns 16 through 18 now. On the other hand, Lindo in the McLaren is up nearly a full second, so...
He's up, Nicolette's up, Zipperburn's up. They're all up almost a second. Yeah, we see Nicolette go P2. And Lindo's going to go up to the top of the 216.5. And I think that's going to change here. It's going to be close. I'm not sure. Moorhead might upset him here.
Moorhead out of turn 20, over a second up now. Yeah, he's taking it here, the 216.4. But Lindo already 4.5 tenths up on his previous lap time, so we're gonna be steadily making our way into the 215. So I think Sean's right. We're gonna see some 14s, and thanks to the sweatshop being back up, we can say Sean Daniels' average hot stint time was a 2:14.9 with the best lap time of 2:14.5.
But who's in P2 in D4 as far as like total clean laps?
So we got Mark Anthony Eaton, another D4 Gold driver with very similar best lap time, pretty close to 2:14.9. But his hot stint almost 5 seconds slower than that, so must have gotten a hot stint in some wetter conditions, or maybe with a full fuel load.
We got Buckley in the chat, thinking he'll be back next week. That'll be awesome. And we have got Jeremy Reeder in the chat, tearing up a little bit from all the love he's getting. We do miss you, buddy. But, you know, this season he's already died and came back and died again and came back. I'm not sure if he's just full zombie at this point. And if he was in the booth, we may just get a bunch of hoes and hums. I'm not sure. The decay may have started to set in. All right, who we got? Holmes is improving big time. We see Ryan went up to P3, also improving. This will be good for him. And we see T-Moss send it to the pits.
Moorhead gaining even more time gets him a 2:16.4, but we got Lindo 4/10 up on his personal best at a 2:16.5. So if he's able to find some more time here, we might see an early 2:15 as the golds start to come out and track and get ready to put in their first hot laps.
It's quite the pace discrepancy so far. I mean, it's about a 3-second gap. That's and, you know, it's a little bit longer lap for sure, but 3 seconds is a lot. I'm curious to see with the gold. I think we're gonna just see the gold kind of fill in. As far as track conditions, it might be more favorable for them, but just looking at the spread, it's a lot of time in between everybody.
Especially because the practice server, the conditions aren't necessarily going to line up with your qualifying session or even the race session. It changes every time the server refreshes, every hour when you join and come back in. So there's people who may have been practicing when it was flooded and they come out to do qualifying and their tires are way hotter than they expected it to be, or the pressures are off. So that's definitely got to have a factor because the practice conditions can vary so drastically.
Yeah, that's where, you know, as many times as you can stop to practice, even if it's for a little bit of time, it will benefit you when it's going to be a wet week, because you can really get a feel for all server conditions and make a couple different setups that have different pressures and, you know, really be prepared. Of course, we're, you know, qualifying, and I believe in-game the race starts 2 hours after, so we may see similar conditions. Cube is up 1.1. This will be good for him as he comes across the line. This is going to be good for, what, 4 places?
1.3.
Well, maybe 5 spots? Let's see. Yep, puts it P11. And not too far ahead. There is about 2/10 up. Maybe good enough.
Should be good for P6.
Yep.
And if he can really gain a lot of time, then he maybe even pit P5.
It cursed him. Should still be good for P6 though.
There it is.
Yep. Let's see where our gold drivers are. So interestingly, never mind. Take it back. Kevin Uda is in the Mustang. I was gonna say we don't have a single silver Mustang here, but we do. We have one, and I think his teammate Greer is. I lie. Greer and Shatner are both here. But once again, you know, D4 got a pretty good car variety. We've got Mercedes, BMW, Ferrari, McLaren, Audi. We got Porsche. We got, of course, the Mustangs. That's everybody. But I love to see a good variety.
And it's nice too, because I remember when first joining SRA, there wasn't a custom BOP that was used, so there was definitely meta cars people would go with. Like when the McLaren Evo and the Ferrari 296 first came out, I think 50% of the grid in the division I was in was running the 296.
Yes. I think it was D3 at the time, maybe. Remember, I know there was one division that had it was over 50%.
Yeah.
296.
So it's nice to see some of the older cars get some love with the BOP balancing that SRA does to make it so that you can have options and still fight for a championship without feeling like you want to drive a car but not necessarily be competitive.
Yeah, I was a dummy and, you know, drove the Lexus for multi-seasons, and then they did the BOP, and I haven't driven it since. So if I was smart, I'd get back into it.
Sounds like a good time to revisit.
Yeah, maybe next season. I've enjoyed that Mustang though. I'm glad they added that car, and it was a good surprise. Always love more cars.
Although some would say a little too overpowered, and maybe some more BOP could be applied with certain races.
Some say the same about the McLaren, but you know.
That's true.
Mr. McLaren.
Both of us driving meta cars.
Right. Music went ahead and just threw it up at P2, just casually on his banker lap. I don't know if anybody else. Yeah, they're really just kind of filling in. We got Greer with his banker P21, definitely off pace from the rest of the gold. Dimmler, P15, Eaton and Almeida right there, 9 and 10 in music. And I think we've got a couple people that have gone, invalid laps. That they're going to hopefully get a clean second lap in, but I'm not sure if we're going to see any 214s.
Yeah, it's looking more like maybe the 215s. We've got music up only 2/10 on his 216.3 right now. I'm sure he'll gain some more time throughout the lap, but must be quite a bit wetter than what Daniels and Eaton were able to put in as far as lap times go.
Right. Oh, Greer just hitting us with the arrive and drive, according to Sean. I know Greer's pretty experienced. He knows the track. Only thing lacking might be the setup, unless he had some help getting pressure set and everything. That might be difficult without too much seat time this week. But with the tire change, if you mess them up, you can kind of fix them. You know, on your pit stop. Oh, we gotta switch over to Almeida. It's a good lap. He is about a second up on his last time, which will put him right around that P3, P4. He's still improving. This is gonna be good enough for pole. Lost a little bit of time there. It's gonna be close. Yep. Put it P2 right there.
Very close.
Yeah, that was
only
very
400s
close.
off.
Wow.
And I know music, he should have some more pace in him as he just goes across the line. You know, he was running about 2/10 up at one point in his previous lap. Must have made a tiny mistake somewhere, but at one point he was pushing like he could definitely get into the 215. So I'm sure we'll see an Almeida or music put one of those times in, and then Brown as well, who's pretty really fast driver here, and D4 is also down in P23 currently, but was up over a second on his previous time that he invalidated, so we should see him jump up quite a bit as well.
Right on board with him. I know his Donington race had a bunch of bad luck. He had some issue on the formation lap and some contact, and then last week at the Norwich Slifer, I think he had an incident lap 1. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it was lap 1, turn 2, I think.
He's had 2 like rough starts. I think he's definitely a driver that has the pace to be fighting up front, and who knows, maybe in the rain it'd be a good opportunity for him.
And speaking of Greer, he was almost 2 seconds up on his prior lap time, so he is just finding some grip out there in that Mustang. Then looking back at the top of the times, Almeida 2 tenths up. So if he's able to hold this, we might see our first 2:15, and it'd be good enough for him to pit pole off of Ryan.
Yep, it's gonna be it as he crosses the line. Oh, it's close. Oh no,
Very
he got
close.
it. Oh yeah, he got it.
Just 900s off getting into the 2:15s.
Dimmler's improving. Shatter's pretty level. All right, yeah. Greer's up, and Brown's also up. Let's stick with Brown as he finishes out Sector 3 and crosses the line. It's going to put him up quite a bit of spots, right around that maybe P13, P14 level. Is he still gaining time? Proving me wrong. This will be good for top 10. Yep, P10.
Very nice.
And Ansem is also up about half a second on his lap. This will be a really good improvement. Only enough for P5, really close there to Lindo and Music though. Really close. And I think he'll have enough time for one more lap if he's got the fuel for it. I think he crossed the line just in time, so we'll see if John can improve. We see Brown also up on his time about 3 tenths. Everybody's up. Dimmler, Hernandez lost a little bit just then, I think crossed the line. And Shatter's also improving down there at P20. He's hoping to make up a couple spots. Yeah, Brown up about 4 tenths. And Music is just pretty flat on the Delta. We see an improvement. I'm not sure it'll be the full tenth that he needs. We'll see how he can finish out his lap.
Yeah, especially coming into turn 16. He's got to really find some grip here. Here he goes.
There he found it. Let's see if he can keep it.
And he's
lost it.
And it's gone.
And it's gone. All right, let's see. Brown's improving. Eaton is improving behind by about a tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths. Oh wow! I don't know what happened on his push lap, but he is clawing back some time. He's a second up already, so he gained 9 tenths in Sector 3, over a second. This is a crazy lap. He's about to put it on pole. Oh, P2, very so close. Oh my gosh, what an improvement though.
That was a massive improvement. And the top 3 all within less than a tenth of each other, which is really impressive in the wet to see qualifying that close.
I think we're going to see Brown put it P8, 9? P9. Yes.
And that does it.
Let's, for a sec, see if I can pull up. Yeah, I like to show this if we can, just to give a brief, let the let the viewers see. We've got the BOP applied, which has a lot of plus 10s out there. At some point, just, you know, not have the BOP, right? Gonna give everybody plus 10.
Some point.
But yeah, Almeida took pole, but really just a fastest sector 1, and some fastest sector 2, and Lindo fastest sector 3. And keeping on the laps there, Eaton only got 2 clean laps in, and we saw his last lap was way faster than his previous, so he might have some pace tonight. But yeah, Brian, silver driver, P3, and Lindo, of course, held on to P5. Good qualifying.
So I like to say what races are the great equalizer. It all comes down to skill in the car. We want to go over standings
Yes.
while waiting.
That's exactly what we're going to do. I clicked the wrong one. All right. We've got driver standings. Quentin Shatner is in the lead with 433 points. And 48 behind him is Steven Music. And then Mark Anthony Eaton with 379. I know Eaton's had a good couple of races. I'm sure he's hoping to keep that rhythm up. Rodrigo Fernandez in P4 with 353 points, and then Phil Brown with 351. And I gotta give a shout out to Aoki and Zipperburn there, really close to P5. And show the second page, and then let's take a look at the team standings. We've got Music and Fernandez in the 296 with 738 points. Healthy gap. Really, they just keep showing up, putting in some decent results. They pretty well got it locked down. It's a little closer there for P2, though, with Almeida and Brown. And then P3 with Unda and Shatner. I like to see, we're just talking about the variety of cars. Top 3 cars in the team series, different makes. Gotta love it. And so I wanted to catch back over here. Let's see. So, all right. Yeah, I was gonna say everybody. I think top 5. Everybody's here tonight. And before I hit drive, because I'm not showing it on the other overlay, but you can see we've got the SRA logo kind of blocking it. But it looks like our forecast is going to pick up rain in about 30 minutes. We're going to see a little bit more rain. So, we'll see. That'll be around when the pit stop phase happens. So, we may see some tire pressures that are needing to be adjusted. We may have to, if somebody comes in to fix damage or maybe try an undercut, there may be pressure loss with lower temps, extra water. I like to see some variety in a rain race, in a wet race.
And if my eyes don't deceive me, it looks to be a bit wetter than the qualifying session too. I'm seeing a lot more spray coming off the back of the cars. So it's going to be interesting to see how they've adjusted their setups.
Yeah, on board here with P2. It's definitely coming down.
And while they do their formation lap, you want me to do the ad read?
Yeah, good time.
Cool. So a huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates. Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario. A toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience with premium 3D printed accessories, featuring precision-crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile Stream Deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style. Elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups. Premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. And from Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron.
Let's see here. I'm thinking, I think we're gonna have to keep an eye on Ansem. I think Ansem had a really good race last week. He was pretty consistent. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep an eye on Ansem. Maybe Lindo, Silver Driver.
I'm gonna be looking at Brown in P9.
Yep.
I think he's a really good driver. Definitely a driver that can find pace and consistency, and has had some hard luck. I think he's gonna be looking to make up for that.
Yep. As we see them come up here, beautiful track, and we're gonna go green any second here. Oh, we are green. We've already seen Brown stick his nose out, tuck back in behind Moorhead. Are we gonna have a clean turn one? Oh, we've got some contact at the front. It looks like they kept it straight, except for the back. A little bit of chaos going on.
Yeah, back's a bit of a parking lot.
A little bit of chaos. Gosh, see if I can keep up. So we've got...
Oh, and a little contact between Fernandez and Farah there in the Ferraris.
Yeah, so Eden made it out up front, Almeida behind, and then Music, Ryan, Ma, and Brown all the way up to P6. That was a huge jump for him. Oh, and I do not have the bip showing. Hope you're ready. There we go.
Yep.
Sorry about that. As we see Lindo get back around Brown. You've got some side-by-side action down there.
Yeah.
Is that Moorhead and Ansem, I think? Brown. So Brown's going to have the inside. Defensive. Covers off. Lindo's now going to have to be careful to not lose a spot to Holmes behind. And they stay as you are.
Got a little bit of damage going on in the back.
Yeah, looks like we've got some cars stopped.
I think that was Nicolette. Alright, let's go back 30 seconds, see what happened. Nicolette coming down the back straight here. Oh, just fortunately runs right into another car.
Oof.
Unfortunate.
And I think I missed it, but Music got around Ryan.
No. Oh, Lord.
That was still from the
unfortunately
replay.
Sitting there, yeah, in the replay, seeing some other cars drive right into him. So I bet we'll see some early pitters.
Cube Master, is that pit or is there an issue? He just dropped a bunch of spots. I think he's off track.
Alright, I'm gonna go back 30 seconds, see if I can catch that. Oh, just loses the rear.
Lost it. Man.
Probably just a little too much throttle.
Maybe he kept it clean from damage though. Still time to make it up. So I think we're going to see, yeah, Ryan is going on the inside. Music does not defend very much, kind of keeps to his line, and Gonna try and have a run back up.
Oh,
Was that
I
cube
think
spinning
Cube
again?
just lost it again, unfortunately.
He's got a good run on him here. Tucks back in, plays it safe.
So if you didn't notice, we did have some early pits already. Both Shatner, Raworth, and Aoki. It looks like Aoki came in to fix some damage, potentially, but Shatner with a 33-second stop time, and Raworth definitely fixed some damage with 49 seconds stopped at the pits.
Handsome is pushing Fernandez through that last corner.
Oh. Almeida's nearly sending it into the back of Eaton here for both P1 and P2.
Let me grab that. That gap closed quickly. Oh no, it's still
Very
about 8
quickly.
tenths. Unless
He was about 4 tenths going into turn 1,
Oh.
and so I think Almeida was just a little bit late on the brakes and had to stop a little bit too short, but he is catching up quickly to Eaton here. Get the rear wing of Eaton so we can watch this battle.
We see Dimmler and Moorhead side by side. Looks like Dimmler's going to get around him. Oh, that was close. Moorhead having a really break there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to slow him up against Fernandez here. Let's see if Fernandez can get a good run on him. The downhill braking in the wet, tricky.
Ooh, very close, very close. Fernandez and Moorhead there.
A long back straight. We're going to see Fernandez go on the inside. Moorhead pushing him a little bit towards the apex offline, and Fernandez got the move done. I'm going to jump over to our leaders.
So he's got that. He's got Almeida just right there on his tail. Almeida's not letting him get away with this, so if they're able to keep this up, this could be a pretty close battle throughout the rest of the race here.
Yeah, we've already, you said we saw Almeida overshoot his braking zone a little bit, maybe over pushing.
Just a tiny bit on T1.
Yeah, it's
So
probably
we'll see if he
hungry for that
readjusts
spot.
and thinks about how he wants to approach this turn differently here. Yeah, definitely readjusted, accounting for where it was that Eaton was braking there.
We see Ansem come into pit. Yeah, right about now, if Eaton's got crew chief going, Jim's in his ear telling him not to worry about that fella in the mirror.
Man, he is right there. So I'm gonna jump to the back a little bit. Looks like Anna and Madison, P13 and P14. I switched positions. Gonna see if I can catch what happened. Go back 30 seconds. Oh yeah, so they're going into the S's. Headed towards the S's side by side.
Almeida trying to go side by side. I don't think he's got the speed. As Eaton's got the inside line, he's going to hold his position and push Almeida off a little bit and hold first place. Almeida trying to stick a nose in there, not quite having the overlap. Backs out some. Eden keeping a wide line. Can he get a better exit? Yeah, Almeida may have the pace, but Eden's really done a good job with the defense here.
Yeah, he just knows exactly where to position the car just to make it that much more aggravating.
Yeah, and
for the
of course,
driver behind them.
Now Ryan has caught up. Significantly faster than these two with all the battling. And we now have a three-way battle for the lead.
And Music, he had the fastest lap of the race for a bit, and then Ryan just pipped it off of him there. Over a full second.
See, Almeida on the inside.
Faster.
Eden, is Eden going to be able to keep it in and get traction? Oh, that's going to be tough. Got in the inside. We got a little bit of contact, but they keep it straight.
Ryan here, he's smelling blood. He's ready to try to get by one of these two. In the last lap, he was over a full second faster with Eaton and Almeida battling each other, so he's got the pace. If he can just wait for the right opportunity. And you can see Music's right there too, just really close battle, and here 10 minutes into the race.
Yeah, they all caught it. This was, you know, when the leader's lapping a 2:18.9, and we've got P3 with a 2:17.5 last lap. Yeah,
and Almeida just right on the bumper of Eaton.
They're gonna
so
really
close there,
here.
just so close to more contact, but keeping it really clean. This is some really good racing.
Let's see if he's got the speed to go for it. I don't know if he's got it. He might send it, but
yeah, he might have the brakes for it with the Chungus here.
Eaton has got that line figured out right there, though. He keeps it wide and gets a good exit.
Mm-hmm. And I'm telling, in P5 and P6, they are starting to approach this pack, and so we've got a really good battle here. Everybody trying to gain position.
And I think Music, I think Moorhead just overtook Music. We didn't catch that on screen, but we're gonna stay with this battle for the front. This is our helicopter operator is low. Oh, we've got some contact there. Oh no!
Ryan touches the bumper of Almeida.
And then Music hits him. Ryan tried to wait.
Unfortunate.
And, oh wow, that's unfortunate for Almeida.
All right, so I'm
Hate to see it.
I'm gonna go back 30 seconds. See if we can catch what happened here.
Well, Eaton
coming
has
around
got
16,
to be relieved.
17, 18. They're approaching 19, so Ryan on the inside there. Oh, just barely touches his bumper, and then Music trying to go on the outside, doesn't see that. Who was it?
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
So that has allowed Ma to come through P2. And
Eaton is off into the distance with a 3-second gap already now in the lead.
Yeah, because everybody hit the brakes in that incident and just kind of stopped, tried to play it safe. Obviously, Almeida didn't make it out, but as he comes into pit. So, as we've had all season, no fueling allowed in the pit stop, and there is a required tire change. Obviously, fixing damage is optional. So, if Almeida really got clobbered there, he may want to come in, fresh set of tires, fix the damage, kind of reset the mind, and attempt for an undercut to get caught back up. It's going to be tough to make it up, but if he can get a clear track, he might be able to make it up, back up towards the front, depending on what kind of race Eaton has.
And with that required tire change, you get some time to kind of sit in the pits, calm down a little bit from from maybe some frustration you were feeling with just a slight contact just throwing him off.
Yeah.
Clear
Especially
your head
after
a little bit, just got back in the zone.
especially after Almeida stayed so clean with Eden after being so close and pushing him. He kept it really clean, and then Ryan behind. I don't think there was anything in it, malintent, but still contact there was.
Yeah, looking back at it, it was just the slightest bit of contact there. Which in a dry race, I don't think we would have seen Almeida spin like that, but with a wet track like that, it's slippery out there.
So we just saw Ma go for super defensive line all the way across the track on the pit straight, just to assert that he is going to be first going into that turn 1.
And Ruzic gets past Zimperburn while also putting in the fastest lap of the race so far at 2:16.8.
Oh, we see Ryan.
And Ryan goes off the track.
Yep, he went off. Lindo is now looking to get that pass done for P3. I think Ryan's a little frazzled from that contact. He's probably still thinking about it.
Yeah,
and
he might be on.
It's tough. I think it's time for him to pit too.
So I'm going to go back 60 seconds to see if I can catch Ruzic passing Zipperburn here.
I think that mind reset is just as valuable as the tire reset. Yeah, as Lindo is going to get a better drive off. Don't know if he's going to be able to. It's a long back straight. He may be able to get the pass done. 2 McLarens. Same car. Potentially different wing setting, but don't know if this passes on. Yeah, they gotta keep it tidy. Oh, much better exit. Wow, much better exit for Lindo there to take the spot. I think Ryan must have got on the curb. Yeah, and we see...
Ryan is just right on his bumper now, too.
Yep, and I think we're going to see Holmes get around Music here. Maybe not. Wow, yeah, he did not have the grip offline.
I'm going to take a look at Demler. We got Ruzic right on his rear bumper right now, looking to gain yet another position, jump up into P8, potentially.
I'm going to stay with these two guys.
Ruzic is the biggest gainer of the race so far. He's up 17 positions.
Wow.
Looking to make that 18 here. And actually, he does get past. Did he get past him? No, he didn't. He's trying to get past Demler now here, so
we see Ryan push out wide a little bit. Lindo ahead going into turn 1, and he gets that position. So we've got Lindo securing that podium position. But Ryan is not going to give it up just yet. Yeah, Ruzic with the best lap by a good bit, over a second. It is right about a second faster than everybody else. Ruzic done in P9.
And with Demler, his best lap, nearly 2 seconds slower than Ruzic. So Ruzic's definitely got the pace to try to get around him, but that McLaren being really good in those turns can be really frustrating to try to get it past. But I bet he gets him here on this back straight. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, we see 2 passes on the back straight here. Yep, so Ryan gets around Music, and Holmes is not too far behind, and you mentioned...
Oh, and Demler looking to maybe get the position back. Oh, brakes too late. It hits... Oh, unfortunate.
Tried to wait, but... was it Zipperburn that... Yeah, Zipperburn made some contact with Demler also there.
Yeah, I think so.
Demler parked it up in the road. Trying to be respectful, but not the safest spot to park. You know, you can't park there.
Yep.
Can't park there.
So, thankfully, Respectable does let Ruzic go before rejoining the track, but Ruzic Ruzik will maybe be a little frustrated, hoping to get 18 places up, try to regain that P8 potentially, but he's got the pace. It was just a slight contact in the mirror, so it shouldn't be too much damage, shouldn't affect the aero too much.
So I'm seeing Aoki came through the pits and stopped for 22 seconds and has not cleared the pit requirement.
Yeah, I'm
Not
wondering
sure
if he
what's
came
going
in
on
to
there.
fix damage. Did maybe a pit lane start?
But that's probably it, because he's up 12 spots. That's it. I think it was a pit lane start. Yeah, we kind of missed the penalties. Didn't read those off. But currently, same as last week.
Penalty, so.
Oh, they didn't? Okay.
No.
Oh, not sure. Fastest pit stop, or I guess least amount of time, is John Ansem. Like, I think he had last week's fastest stop too.
Nailed it with 32 seconds stopped.
Yeah, time lost through the pits, 1:11 seconds. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that magic, 71-second gap. As our leaders decide to start pitting. And so, like, let me see, where is... Oh, never mind. I was thinking, didn't Brown pit? No, he didn't. I just scattered.
We thought he pit. Some other drivers did pit.
Yeah, it must have been a different BMW. No, it was Almeida. It was Almeida that pit. That's right.
That was Almeida that pit.
Yeah, so I was just wanting to do some math here. 1:34 off the lead. So he's a pit stop and about 20 seconds off. Just trying to get an idea how much time he lost in that incident. But as you see, he's got some pretty clear track. And he's lapping faster than the leaders by about a second. Even about 8/10 quicker. So we'll have to keep an eye on him.
And in the meantime, Nicolette and Rodriguez battling for P11 and P10, going side by side there. Really close fight. Then also Brown behind them, potentially looking to gain some additional positions.
As you can see, it is still raining. And remember, the forecast was at the start of the race was 30 minutes in. It was going to pick up a little bit. And we're about 22 minutes in, and we might start seeing the rain level increase. I know the lap times don't really justify that too much, because we're still seeing pretty quick times, but I think they've gotten a little bit slower. It looks like they're all kind of hovering in the 2:18 into the top half of the field. Of course, fastest lap's at 2:16 for music, so.
Who is currently lapping 2:18.6s
Yeah, it might be picking up. Although he's getting held up a little bit. Right, he about 3/10 off. Sorry, no. No, he's not.
He is up into P7 now, so he's gained 19 positions so far. So there must have been an incident that allowed them to gain those extra 2 spots. Or maybe some drivers pit.
Oh, I think we just missed Lindo and Ma. I'm going to see if I can catch the replay on the big screen. Yep, Ma went off. Ma went off and Lindo got by for P2.
So Eaton been able to stretch that gap a bit in the front with 4.8, 4.7 seconds now in front of Lindo. So he's been able to capitalize on that incident earlier in the race and maintain a pretty healthy lead that will give him a bit of wiggle room to feel comfortable to pit when he's ready to. We got Demmler and Zipperburn here fighting for P9, P8. Demmler right on the back of him. So headed up into turn 1 here. We'll see what, there's a move. He's a little far back.
We've got Ryan in the chat. I assume that means your race is done, my sir.
Oh, and Music and T-Ma trading positions here. Let's see if we can watch this. Looks like T-Ma caught a little bit of the curb. Gonna go back 30 seconds here, see if we can catch what happened. So T-Ma goes a little wide. Coming out the corner there. Ooh, power sliding.
Yeah, we saw Ma just lose a spot from, I want to say it was turn 1, maybe?
Oh, and goes right over the curb.
Oof.
That looks like all 4 wheels off there. And Demmler gets by Zipperburn, but then Zipperburn gets it right back. Oh, we see Demmler off the track. Let's see if we can catch what happened here.
Yep, and I think we're going to see Brown, Brown get around
Oh,
Rodriguez.
Demmler sends it. What
happened
goes
there?
right into their wall.
Did he even break? I wonder if that was a hardware
It
issue.
looked like yeah, that's got to be a hardware issue. It looked like he started to brake, but then just kept some momentum going into the turn, or almost like his tires locked up.
Maybe he just blinked for a really long time.
It
could happen, you know.
The front of that McLaren is destroyed too. That is very unfortunate. I'd be surprised if he doesn't pit right. Oh. Yep, he's going into. Oh no! Unfortunate timing trying to get to the pits.
Got in there cleanly though. Oh, that was close. All right, let's see.
See, we got from
we got quite a few cars coming in. We got 4 cars
lots
in the
of
pits
cars
right
coming
now.
into the pits. I mean, we're about almost halfway through here. We haven't seen a drive-through yet, have we?
We have not. We still got 33 minutes to go, so
Thank you for reminding us, Sean.
I would be personally upset if I got to drive through this early into a race, but I have gotten to drive through this early into a race, so usually we'll start seeing them maybe about 20 minutes left, 10 minutes left, start popping up.
So with a lot of drivers hitting the pits here, the closest battle we got going now is Music and Lindo in P2 and P3.
And we've got a bunch of cars in the pits right now.
Oh, is Matissey.
Matissey is off.
Looks to have gone off, so let's see if we can catch what happened here. Coming out of the S's. Look at, oh, little too much power, spins it. And looks to be waiting there. Safely rejoin once all cars pass. Good on him.
So last lap, Lindo put in a 2:17.9, while Eaton put in a 2:19.5. Eaton could have made a mistake. Yeah, because then he just put in a 2:18.1. I was gonna say he could have made a mistake, but the gap was shrinking pretty quickly there within a lap.
Something to note is Ruzic is starting to find pace again. Their last lap was a 2:17.3. And and that's faster than every car in front of him. By almost a full second. So he's 0.6 faster than Eaton, but over a second faster than P2 to P4.
We see Holmes come in to take his pit stop.
look further back, it looks like Aoki and Rodriguez battling for position here coming down the back straight.
Yeah, Rodriguez is going to have the inside, but I'm not sure if he'll have enough. Or sorry, Aoki's going to have the inside. I'm not sure Rodriguez is going to have enough speed to get in, but he will have a better drive on the exit. We'll see how this, yeah, Aoki touches curb.
Much better drive.
Yeah, the curb really punished Aoki there. Oh, they are so close. As Rodriguez goes off, he's going to have no grip on that curb there. And Aoki, they got to get off the curb. Each time each one touches the curb, they lose the spot. This is tight. This is so tight.
Oh, that's so close.
Wow, this is close. That was almost contact. It may have been.
Get the wing cam here. Wow. Aoki with just tons of grip through those turns there. Just right on the rear of Rodriguez. So we'll see if he'll try to get the position back going into T1 here up the hill. Which, having been to this track and stood at the top of T1, it is insane how steep the hill is going up into turn 1. It looks very different when you're watching on TV. It doesn't look as drastic. It is a very steep hill.
We see Rodriguez take a ton of curb there. I didn't know if it was going to punt him off the track so much.
Oh, I'm going to jump over to P8, P9. We got Farah right on the back of Greer here.
So I'd keep an eye on the top speeds. It looks like Greer and Ma both have the top speed clocked at 257. We got a Mustang and an Audi. Also checking in on pit stop times. We've got a couple of really good stops. We've got Ansem, mentioned earlier, Fernandez, and Aoki all with 1:11 seconds lost to the pit lane. And then Holmes and Zipperburn 1:13 seconds. So we had some good stops tonight.
The longest stop being 1:40 seconds, so lots of damage being fixed in that one. So it looks like more than half the grid has pit so far. We got 10 drivers left yet to make their pit stop. So once we see they do, I'll list off who we've got as the biggest, most positions gained and most positions lost.
Sean wants to know how Cube Master is faring. Cube Master has taken his stop, cleared the pit requirement, but he is all the way down in P27. Quite a good gap off of P26 also. I think we saw earlier he had a spin, and I think he spun again rejoining. So he's hot lapping for fun tonight. Dimmler, okay, I see sector 1. So Dimmler is pretty close to Kevin Unda. Oh, Kevin goes off.
Oh, Unda goes off.
Yep, and that's
Dimmler
taking the
advantage of
spot.
that position there.
Now, Unda's going to be under pressure from Raworth here if he's not careful. So we see Music, Brown, Greer, and Foster in the pits.
Ruzik, he's slowly gaining on the rest of the field here. He's putting his...
Going super wide. Sorry, I thought he was quitting.
No worries.
It's like he parked it.
I was just gonna say, Ruzik, he's putting in very consistent lap times. His last lap was once again a 2:17.3. So that gap to T-Mod down to just over a second now.
That's fast.
So he's just flying. He's flying. He's over a second faster than the 3 cars in front of him. He was able to get past Nicolette for P4 because Ruzik was in P5 when I last checked in, so he is on a mission.
Yeah, he is definitely pushing. And we see they're close on the rejoin there. Safe rejoin, but it was tight with Greer. And I believe that was Cab. Yes, yeah, it was Cab.
And then in the pip here, I've got Almeida all over the back of Zipperburn, looking to regain some of the positions lost in that incident earlier.
Oh,
coming out of turn 19.
Eaton, Ma, and Ruzik in the pits. So we've got Lindo leading the race, and I'm gonna keep a close eye on these guys coming out of the pits. This might be a good chance for Ruzik.
So Almeida gets past Zipperburn on the back straight here. We'll see if he's able to keep the position going into the turn up here. Let's see.
Okay,
Yep.
Eaton is moving.
He's able to get it done.
All right, so Eaton is exiting the pits, and
really warming up those tires.
yeah. I don't know how effective it is. I don't know. I don't know if it works or doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know.
Could just be getting himself amped up.
Mm-hmm. So Eaton also nailed the pit stop at 32 seconds. Ruzik also nailed it with 32 seconds.
Wow.
So some really, really solid pits here.
Yeah, what was Maz? Maz was 1:15, so he had 36 seconds time stopped.
So Ruzik, he comes out
P6?
20 positions gained.
Yeah.
Just in P6.
And Lindo and Nicolette still have to stop.
So he will effectively be P4, just right behind Ansem.
What a race.
Yeah, having an incredible race tonight.
Yeah, and I think Brown got around Zipperburn. We missed it. Caught the very end of it. And Aoki is side by side with Cab going into turn 1. Yeah, that's turn 1. I think Cab is going to keep the spot. Oh, as we see Rodriguez get super unsettled there. Might lose the spot to Cab. It's a 3-way battle for P15 here.
So Zipperburn went off at the top of T1, so Brown was able to pip that position. Looking further back at P14, 15, and 16, all real close to each other. So we got Rodriguez, Cab, and Aoki.
And Greer comes into pit, which I believe clears all drivers except P1 and P2 their pit requirement. And we got Ruzik.
See if
he is lapping quicker on this lap. We'll see when he crosses the line, but he's catching Ansem quickly. Might have to keep an eye on him.
I'll definitely be coming back to take a look at that. In the meantime, Cab is right on the back. Oh,
Rodriguez made a mistake. I switched on board, and Rodriguez went off.
Rodriguez went off. Cab took the position, and so now they got Aoki right behind them, smelling blood.
Oh, I got to switch to Ruzik. I think Ruzik's getting around Ansem here. He's going to have the inside. Ansem keeps the spot. brave driving, clean. We'll see how long this lasts. We all know Ruzik's got the pace tonight. He still has fastest lap by over a second before the pit stop.
Crazy.
And we've got a couple drivers, Fonseca and Holmes. Fastest lap of the race was their last lap. So I don't think conditions are too much worse. I don't think they've got any better necessarily.
Rodriguez tried to go on the outside here to get the position back from Cab, wasn't able to hold it, and then Aoki was right on the back of him. Got to be really careful here with these three drivers.
So I think Ruzik's going to send it here on Ansem on the inside. They go side by side. Ruzik's going to have the inside, but as we remember, that outside line has got some good grip if you can keep off the curb, which Ansem does. And I think Ansem's going to keep the spot. Yep.
Really well defended by Ansem. Smart. Didn't get off his line. Trying to defend the position there, so just said, nope, I'm gonna take it back from you. I know my line.
Yeah, as long as you can keep it off that curb on exit, you're good on the outside.
In the meantime, Rodriguez was able to get back in front of Cab here, and Aoki's right on the back too, so this is really close battle that we've got going on for P14 to 16.
Yeah, and Fernandez on Ma also. We've got a lot of battles up and down the field right now. Almeida's looking
on
to catch up on
Brown.
Brown, which I believe, aren't they teammates?
Yeah, I do think
Yes.
they're teammates, so I'm sure team orders might come into play here.
It might, especially after Almeida's start. We know he's got the pace.
Oh, and Aoki just hits the back of Cab there, unfortunately, going into turn 15. Both spin out, so Rodriguez is going to breathe easy as they're able to drive off and extend that gap up to 2.5. I'll have back on with Ansem here, going to get the wing cam going. As we see Ruzik really, he's going to want to get by real quick here.
Yeah, he's getting held up.
He's got the pace to set not only a faster lap, but beat his own fastest lap, and try to, if he doesn't get it done soon, it's a potential miss on a race win as well.
Yeah, he's currently about, what, 38 seconds off of effective P1, Eden. But it's close to Ansem. Ansem's not too far off the music. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, my bad. That's the gap from Eden to Nicolette.
On the inside there?
He is
really going for it.
He's in it to win it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He's only about 8 seconds off the lead.
Oh, just right on the rear there. So close. I mean, yeah, this is right now is the time to push it. You don't want to wait any longer when you know that you've got a 2-second a lap advantage on those that are past Ansem, in front of Ansem.
And 17 minutes left to go. He's gonna have to bogey. We're gonna open up driver of the day polls tonight, folks. Please cast your ballots.
Ruzik.
Yeah, right. He has had a heck of a
we
race.
see Lindo jump into the pits now. Finally taking their pit stop, which I believe leaves Nicolette is the last one to not pit.
Oh, and Lindo comes out of the pits right there in front of Ansem and Ruzik. As Ansem and Ruzik go side by side through Sector 1, and Lindo's ahead of them. Wow, that was a crucial pit stop for Lindo. Ansem keeps it. Oh, wow.
Just barely edged
That was
him
tight.
out.
That was tight. And so Lindo with a slow stop, 38 seconds stopped, lost a minute 18 through the pit lane. So he definitely lost in maybe a 3. Is that right? Hold on, am I getting it mixed up? Was it Lindo that was in the pits? That came out? Yeah.
Yes. So effectively, no, I don't think
No, it wasn't Lindo.
Lindo came out in front of him. So could have lost out on a potential P2. A gap of 2 seconds to music there.
That's right. Lindo had a pretty good gap between him and Nicolette as well. So he was about a minute off. Okay. Catching up, guys. I'm catching up. It's late.
We got a couple other battles in the back here, but I'm sticking with Ansem and Ruzik here because I'm curious to see what sort of lap times Ruzik is going to be able to put in. If they're able to get past Ansem here. It's just right on the inside there. Turned 16 to 18, trying to get past Ansem. Ansem said, no thank you, I'm blocking you off. Right on the rear bumper coming into 19. Heading to turn 20, we'll see. He's going for a gap there, potentially trying to get Ansem unsettled on the line. So we'll see what Ruzik is able to do headed up into turn 1. I mean, well defended here from Ansem. Just knowing that the pace Ruzik has, I mean, that's got to be incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, Ruzik's hitting him with the flashers. Oh, John needs to tell him I don't even have a mirror turned on. You're wasting your battery power on that one.
Wasting your thumb energy.
Yeah, wasting the thumb energy. And yeah, thanks Buckley. We love doing the stream. It's really our pleasure. I love going back and watching, you know, when I've got a good race or bad race, just to see how everybody else's went, and that's why I do it. I think it's fun to be able to go back and watch everybody else's races and, you know, see all the action.
I agree. When I was in D4, I loved going back, and like last season's races were so fun to watch.
Yeah.
So happy to be commentating for D4.
Trust me, I'm not sitting in here
fun
with you because I'm a commentator.
So I'm gonna briefly jump over to Almeida and Brown. They switched positions, but Brown is still keeping on the rear to Almeida. Getting pretty close there,
lap
too.
times, I would assume they switched last lap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's see what their lap time is at the end of this lap, if they can kind of push together. About an 8-second gap there to Holmes. So that's going to be tough to make up. We'll see. Assuming they're in voice chat together.
Yeah. And so I want to point out with Ansem and Ruzik, so before Ruzik pit was running 2:17.3s for their laps. Ansem put in a 2:20.1, Ruzik a 2:20.4. We got Eaton, who just put in a 2:19.2. We know Ruzik has got 2:17s in him. This is really critical for Ruzik here, and gotta say, Ansem doing an incredible job defending.
And we just saw Cab get by Rodriguez there. Who do you have there? Oh, looks like the teammates are battling.
Yeah, it looks Brown is taking position back from Almeida here.
Was that a let by or was it battling?
Oh, it was a battle.
Yeah.
It was, he went in for a gap, and so I'm curious to see who's going to come out on top here at the end of turn 1. See Almeida slot in behind Brown.
Yeah, and they've lost about a second to Moorhead behind. So they keep this up, Moorhead might catch them. And it looks like Ruzik and Ansem.
Ruzik is dropping back a little bit.
He gave him some space.
I think he's realized how much time they're losing.
Yeah, and last lap for them, I mean, they were about a second off Lindo and P4, but They are lapping faster than Eaton in P2. 11 minutes to go.
Ruzick just right back
Tough.
on the back of Ansem
Oh,
now.
wow,
I wonder if he's going to go for it here.
What
Yeah,
happened?
he's got a huge launch.
Ansem must have made a huge mistake coming out of there. As we
Must
see a
have.
drive-through for Ma pop up on the screen.
Oh, no.
11 minutes to go. We've got one drive-through
Ruzick
checked
gets
off
the position.
list. Finally, Ruzik's
Is
got to have
able
a
to
huge
keep
relief.
it. Yeah. I'm very curious to see this next lap, what sort of lap time he's going to put in. So I imagine it's going to be absolutely mega.
If I'm Ansem, I'm turning on the flashers just to let him know that it was a good battle.
Yeah, for sure.
He'll let him interpret it how he wants. And Nicolette comes into pit, and we will see Eaton retake the lead of the race. We might see Rodriguez try and get the spot back from Cab here. Cab going defensive, covering off the inside
Very defensive.
As we know that outside. Oh yeah, and he covers the outside too. That was honestly a clean, good defensive move there.
Nicolette finally goes into the pits. So once they come out, we can do our biggest gains and biggest losses.
So I was close with my that was
So
close for Aoki
unfortunate.
there too.
Let's see what happens.
Oh wow, some synchronized swimming there.
Just looking at race control when this happened, so it looks like, just
Yep,
went in with a little too much speed.
and then almost collected Aoki there.
Almost collected. And then Unda getting passed by Madison here. Let's see if we can catch what happened in the pit. Then going up back to the top, Lindo, less than a second behind Music here, is able to catch up. So as they get to through these long turns, 16 to 18, we're going to be able to see some time. So this is going to be really critical to see Ruzick, what his delta is going to be when finished in a clean lap compared to the three drivers in front of him. Okay, so 2:17.8, running about the same pace as Lindo, but yeah, it looks like Ruzick's gonna try to fight for a podium here.
Yeah, well,
And it
Lindo's
looks like
catching
being held up as
Music,
long
though.
as they were by Ansem. A win doesn't seem to be in the cards unless Eden happens to make a mistake, but Eaton's been driving pretty clean.
Yeah, and I'll say Greer is between Ruzick and Lindo, so depending on where they catch him with the blue flag, he might. Yeah, and there's Greer we see in front. We'll see if this holds up Ruzick. 7 minutes to go in the race. Gonna be close to. It's gonna be tight. He's gonna have to. I think there's gonna be a mistake made ahead of him for Ruzick to make up another spot. As we see Greer get offline. Ruzick lost a little bit of time there, but not too much.
Yeah, Ruzick is losing time to Lindo. I think it's already lost a second just this lap. So I wonder if just push the tires really hard in that battle with Ansem causing him to not be able to get back to the pace they were running. Or maybe with the rain, tire pressures were off a little bit, so maybe the tires are running hotter or higher pressures than ideal for the current track conditions.
Yeah, could be. And we saw Rodriguez take the spot back from Cap. These two guys have been battling really this whole second half of this race. And another pair that have been battling, Almeida and Brown, still stuck together. Brown leading the pair, but Almeida 6-7 tenths behind. They're close, and Moorhead is catching them.
Yeah, so Lindo and Ruzek running about the same lap times, with Music running about 4 tenths slower than both drivers. Just a little bit quicker than Eaton, but not enough to really bring that gap down. So with 5 minutes left, this is looking like a pretty safe Eaton win, save for no mistakes. Stefan Buckley saying, wondering who the wusses are that drive hood view. Daniel saying that would be me. I am also a hood view driver. Both dry and wet.
Oh.
I'm guessing you're a cockpit driver.
No, chase cam. But what about the immersion?
Yeah.
Nah, I like to give Sean crap about that. Drive wherever you feel like it. Drive with a controller,
Yes.
whatever. Upside down.
Drive what you're comfortable with.
Absolutely. Doesn't mean I'm not going to give you a hard time, but you know.
Oh, I expect it.
You know the controller that they used for that submarine? Drive with that controller.
Yeah.
Drive with that one. Whatever, man. I mean, it's whatever floats your submarine, you know, or not. I don't know. Oh, Almeida goes wide, and Brown's going to say, I'll take that, please. And then Moorhead's going to say, can I have some?
Can I? Yeah. Can you just stay off a little longer,
yeah,
please?
just let off the gas. It's fine.
Cabin Rodriguez, they're still going at it. Looks to be the other close battle going on track here. So I'm gonna take a look.
Did we lose Shatner? I think so.
It looks like we did.
Yeah, so our
Wonder if,
championship leader is not here, and his worst race is a 0 point, which means he's already used his drop race, effectively. I'm just trying to pull up these standings here as we see.
Yeah,
Eden with the drive-through. Eden with the drive-through.
No!
Oh, no. When I said top 5, I didn't mean
gosh.
first place. Oh, gosh.
That is heartbreaking.
Hate to see it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
That's music to music's ears.
That is going to completely obliterate what I was just trying to do in my head.
Oh my gosh.
I was trying to say Shatner's getting
So-
no extra points here, so Music and Eden were going to get a huge bump. This is going to be huge for Music. This might be enough to put him in the lead for the driver standings.
And so Lindo now he's going to see that and say, I'm not just fighting for P2, I'm
Yeah.
fighting for the race win. That is a massive shakeup. And Ruzek probably sees that too and goes, I wish I could have gotten past Hansen
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a huge shakeup with Shatner not finishing, and then Eaton. It's not over. You get a drive through. Definitely gonna drop some spots, but you're gonna collect some good points for the race. I don't know. We're gonna have to hit refresh as soon as this race is done. Hopefully, this page updates quickly because I think it's gonna be a spicy last week for sure.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna see. I'm looking to see if there's any contact that happened to Shatner, and I'm not seeing his driver number popping up anywhere.
Yeah, it may have been
maybe a hardware issue or game crash, something like that. I'm not seeing 972.
I mean, and Brown and Moorhead right behind him, still fighting. So Eaton's coming out of the pits. He's going to be slow and right behind Holmes, but I think he's going to be ahead. Yeah, Almeida, Brown, Moorhead. Yeah, that's a group of 3 you don't want to be stuck behind because they are all battling. So P7, not the worst, honestly. Could have been much, much worse with that drive-through. We see 10 seconds to go. We're going to be here down to the last lap. I know Lindo's pushing because he's on an invalid lap right now. Hopefully he doesn't push too much further. Cab with a drive-through, so that's 3 for tonight.
Oh, there we go, 3. I've won.
Congratulations. Eden might get a spot from Holmes here on the last lap. Looking on the inside. Keeping it tidy. Holmes is gonna have a good run though, as we've seen. Yeah, Eaton tucks right in as I screw up the camera. And Brown and Almeida still fighting.
Oh, Lindo loses it.
Oh.
So Ruzic jumps up into P2. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Let's go back 30 seconds. This looks like they're running into some blue flags. I hope this wasn't a blue flag situation. For Lindo's sake. That is devastating. Alright, let's see what happened here. Oh, just puts a little too much throttle there.
Almost. That was, oh wow. Okay, that was tight.
Oh man, that was a lot closer than...
And then we missed the rejoin there. That may have been a bad rejoin too.
Yes.
Oof.
Let's see if I can...
So we missed Music cross the line and Ruzic P2. What a race for him. Fernandez and then Ansem. And then Lindo. Holmes crosses the line with Eaton right behind him. But Eaton coming in P7. Almeida and Brown, I think these guys are going to finish side by side. Yep. Looks like Brown got it on the last second. Brown got by him.
Wow.
And Moorhead right behind these guys.
So with the standings right now, Ruzic, definitely driver of the day, gained 24 positions to finish in P2.
Wow. That's a
incredible
huge gain all the way to P2. It's not... Wait, how many positions?
24 positions.
So we had 27 tonight. That's insane.
Almost started last. Just extremely impressive. And the rest of the drivers wrapping it up. That's no other battles happening there, so we just got these remainder drivers bringing it home.
Ooh, Cab with the 30-second added. I think that's because the drive-through didn't have a chance to clear.
Mm-hmm. Which, interesting. So, Ruzic, or Eaton, if you go look at the pit time, lost 36 seconds doing the drive-through.
Oh. Yeah, so if you get a late drive-through, I don't know, it's kind of cheesy, but...
It is cheesy.
You know, it was kind of last lap for him, so I don't know if it was a decision that he made, but yeah, it's interesting. That's a fun fact for you, I guess. All right, let's see. As people decide to, they're gonna join that race review or not, we may snag some people. I know we've got a couple people that I want to grab for sure. Music, Steven Music. I really want to figure out what the result's going to be for him. And then Rodrigo Fernandez in P3. Now we got to remember Ruzic's a silver driver with that stellar drive.
I see music in there. We want to talk to the race winner.
Yep. Yeah, you want to go ahead and grab him?
Yeah. Steven Music.
Yo.
Congratulations on the win.
Oh, thanks. It'll probably be my only one, but all you need is one.
And how relieved were you to see that little DT pop up next to Eaton?
I mean, I felt bad, but at the same time, I was just like, if you've ever seen Ford versus Ferrari, like when Ferrari's engine blows and he's like, oh my God, that's how it was like.
Yeah. We hate to see it, like that. Hate that for anybody, but hey, I mean, you kept it in the track limits, and at least within the minimum amount of times.
Oh yeah, I had 2 track limits against me, so
yeah.
I was like, and I got it like early on in the race too, so I was nursing it.
Yeah, we were making bets on how many we'd get. Harold, how many was it? Do you remember?
I think it was 3 total drive-throughs.
Yeah,
and I bet 3, you bet 2. To be a stickler.
I mean,
it was 2.
In hindsight, not bad for Coda in the rain.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And normally you get 3 in just a dry track.
3 was my conservative, or no, 3 was not my conservative guess. That was me saying I'll go low, thinking it would be higher than that. So I think I even in a dry race, I would expect 3 drive-throughs on Coda.
Oh yeah. Odd thing is Coda's like my track. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's America. I don't know.
Hey, I'm with you. I completely understand. There's a track that I'm decently quick at for no stupid reason. I think it's the only one I've beaten Harold at last season. Everybody hates it. It starts with a P and ends with an all Ricard.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
Yeah, me neither. I know what you mean though. But yeah, it was awesome to see. You kept it really consistent out there, and a track that especially in the rain, it's tough.
Oh yeah,
it's
and
definitely
having a good battle
track.
with Linda there too.
I know. Like I kept looking in my rear view. I was like, man, he's getting closer. Like he's just like right there. If I make one mistake, it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was great. It was a great race. Like I had fun.
Harold, I don't know if you're doing this, but I'm over here hitting refresh. I'm trying to figure out, Steve, I'm trying to figure out where the championship points landed because Shatner left the race and Eaton finished P7. And so, I mean, I know you were like almost 50 points off of Shatner, but he's already got a 0-point drop race. So you're going to jump up to P1, I think.
And
in the
probably
driver's standings.
by...
Oh, there it is. Yep. So you're 495 now, and Eaton at 451, and really close right there. Fernandez in P3, 445 going into the last race. So yeah,
shout out to my
huge
teammate
upset.
too, Fernandez. He's been killing it.
Yeah, you guys have been super consistent. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the team standings. Y'all are 200 points clear now.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, great race.
So, did I hear you correctly in saying that this was your first race win?
Well, I mean, I might have had a win in silver, but I just mean like first overall win.
Oh, nice.
Since I joined the league.
Congratulations.
That's
Thank
huge.
you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is a competitive league and a competitive division too. So that's awesome. Yeah, congrats on that.
I know it. Thanks.
Cool, man.
Cool.
Anything else, Harold? I'm just
No,
shy. It was
No,
such
I
a
got
great end of a race. I don't know what else to say.
yeah,
yeah,
I
same here.
got nothing. I got nothing. I've said all I needed to say.
All right, man. Well,
Cool. I'll send you back to the race review.
yeah, we'll see you
All
next
right,
week,
guys.
bud.
All right, later.
Congrats again.
Thank you.
All right, I see Ruzik.
You want to grab him?
Yeah, I'm gonna steal him. Let's see. Mr. JB Ruzik, welcome to the booth.
How's it going?
Man, what a race.
What a race indeed. That was ridiculous. I don't know how I wound up where I did.
How many spots was it, Harold?
24 positions gained.
24 spots gained, and there were 27
God.
drivers out there tonight. Like, what was in the water today that you were drinking?
I don't know. I mean, I had a little bit of tea and some water. Yeah, I mostly was just trying to capitalize on people having incidents and spinning out. Lap one, turn one, there's a big, cluster. I was able to kind of navigate that, make a bunch of spots right from there. Had a few good battles. Really pretty respectful driving in all the battles, especially in the rain with everyone, which was really good. But ultimately, I think I just had the pace and did my best to avoid incidents as much as possible.
Yeah.
Your pace in that first stint was insane. I mean, there's times where you were running almost 2 seconds quicker than Eaton in P1.
I think the final fastest, and it was the from the first stint, but I think his fastest was like a second clear from anybody else's fastest. Yeah. It was
a second clear? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I knew I had some pace around Coda. Coda's one of my favorite tracks. Never done it in the rain, was kind of dreading that. But ultimately, I had a pretty good setup, had some practice under my belt. I think that really helped.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely showed. And your battle with Ansem was so fun to watch. How was it feeling trying to get around him lap after lap?
Fun and frustrating. As you're like going through it, I kind of knew I had pace on some of the drivers. I didn't have that much pace on Ansem, but he was putting his car right where he needed to be able to block me. Obviously in the rain, you're kind of limited on kind of where you can go, and you don't want to cause an incident. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of respect to Ansem and that battle. And yeah, ultimately was able to get past him, but it was definitely kind of frustrating because I was like, I want to catch up to the front. Ultimately was able to do that just because Eaton and someone else had some issues, and yeah, was able to get up to P2, which was crazy.
Yeah. The Ansem battle was a lot of fun. You got a lot of screen time with that one. But yeah, there was a lot of good
Excited
battles.
to watch the stream back.
Yeah, man, for sure. It was a lot of good battles. So I think you'll see, there's a lot of action. It really was a good last 10 minutes was like ridiculous. It was wild. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I felt like I was in quite a bit of battles in the last stint. Obviously after you pit, you come back down the order a little bit, and was just trying to make up the time.
Yep. So let's see. I'm trying to check on standings. This will be good for. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to find you on here. Yeah, you're P3 right now on the team. So I think you were P4 coming into this week. I can't remember on the team standings, but yeah, overall pretty good race. Aoki, still up there with you too. So coming into the last race, we're at Watkins. How are you feeling about next week?
As long as we can avoid incident lap one in the S's, I think we'll do all right. Watkins is a great track. I'm not amazing at it, so again, it's probably just going to be a bit of practice and avoiding incidents where you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be inevitable, unfortunately. Yeah, the key is to position yourself to not get caught up in it, right?
Yep, they
like
don't say go bowling for nothing.
you really, yeah, that first lap, the bus stop, well, not even bus stop. It's a pretty quick chicane, but whatever. It can be chaos ensuing. We'll see.
Yep, we got a week to prepare, so
sounds like a good opportunity for you, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Worked out for you tonight.
Yep. Hopefully we can wind up and stay third in the standings. That'd be really great.
All right, man. We will catch you next week. I'll send you back to the race review. Great race.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for commentating. You're watching the streams back. Is always a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to do it.
For sure. Congrats again.
All right.
Let's see.
We have Rodrigo Fernandez in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
get him in.
All right, I got him. Rodrigo, welcome to the booth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, hello.
Whoa, we stole you. You've been beamed up into the mothership.
Yeah.
Hey, good race. How did it feel? Surprise podium or?
It was definitely a surprise podium. I did not have the pace to be on the podium, if I'm honest. But sometimes luck swings your way, and this is what happened today.
You say that,
yeah,
but your average. So I'm looking at the stats. Your average clean lap time was only like 0.6 away from your fastest. So you were super consistent.
All right, that's
there.
good to know.
Yeah. Your fastest lap was a little off, but man, you were consistent, and I think it really paid off.
Yeah, it actually did because I started 18th, something like that, and by the time I pitted, I was 7th, something. And when I came out of the pits, I was a little bit bummed because I thought that the undercut wouldn't work. Eventually it did with a bit of luck, but yeah.
Yeah, no, great race.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, so
looking forward to look in the broadcast.
Yeah.
Always enjoy to do that.
Yeah, we were talking to Steven, just a minute ago, and we're like, we don't even want to talk about the team standings. You guys are running away with it.
Yeah, I was super happy when I saw Music second, I think it was, or first.
He finished first. He won.
He finished first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was super happy with that because I already knew that we were walking with the championship, but now we're just running with it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And also for the driver standings, I think if we both can finish on the podium, that would be great.
Yeah. So
honestly.
right now, yeah,
where you're at.
You are there, and you're close to P2.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
happy to hear that.
It's gonna be exciting going into next week. You like Watkins pretty good, or?
Oh yeah, of course I do. If you put a wet Coda in front of me and Watkins Glen, I would dive my way into Watkins Glen. There is
man,
such an awesome track.
It is a fun track, really is.
It is, yeah.
So yeah, you got a good opportunity to finish P1, P2. Eden's gonna be tough to beat though. He's gonna be tough. He's been consistent. Kind of got that surprise drive through tonight.
Dude, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that drive through. I was like going through the MFD to double check if it was a bug or something like that. But when I actually passed him on the pit lane, was like, oh, what happened here?
Yeah,
we had a similar reaction in the booth when we saw the drive-through pop up.
Yeah, we were a little surprised because we know he's pretty consistent too. So
yeah, he's super fast. He's a super fast driver. He yeah, he's super fast. Like he has some serious pace on him. So yeah.
Yeah, but you kept it consistent tonight, and congrats on that podium.
Yeah, thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you. It's always fun to watch. And then, yeah, we'll catch you next week for Watkins Glen.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
I'll send you back to the race chat. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right. And what a good race! That like
It was
the
a very
ending,
fun race to
it was
watch
so
and
exciting.
commentate.
I called it. Dakota is always a good race and track. It's really good for broadcasting, and it really just makes them fun. It really creates opportunities for people, especially with that drive-through. As frustrating as it is to be on the receiving end, it's like a light at the end of the tunnel. When you see somebody else that's ahead of you, when you're within that minute gap or 30-second gap.
It definitely is. And seeing where the driver standings are now, it's going to be really interesting because, outside of music having that 44-point gap now to P2, it's really close between P2 to P5.
Yeah, that's true.
Music, Eaton, Fernandez, Shatner, and Brown, I'm sure are going to be practicing quite a bit.
Now, the thing to keep an eye on, though,
the
is the drop race. So, of course, what we're looking at is drop race figured. Shatner's worst race is already a 0 point, so he's kind of used his drop. Brown's worst race is a 1 point finish. So, Rodrigo, we mentioned his consistency tonight. His worst race is a 51 point race. So, even if he, disconnects, he's still getting 51 points next week.
Yep.
So he's in a really good spot. And I think Eden wasn't with us the first 2 weeks. So he's got 2 0-point finishes, so he's kind of used his drop also. So we may see a P1, P2 for that team.
It's very possible. Eaton, with the way he's been driving these last couple of races, I mean, he'd have to have another drive-through or like a lap 1 incident. Or something, I think, to shake up the standings that much. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it will definitely be exciting. All right, cool. Well, you ready to end it off there?
Yeah, let's do it. Next week,
Watkins
Glen.
It's going to be fun. Last week.
It's going to be great.
All right, adios.
See ya.